Hello YouTube. Welcome to chapter 6. What's a loop? What is iteration? What's a for loop? What's a while loop? Alright, so the first thing we did was we added to the rock, paper, scissors class that we did in C6X0 to see who wins the rock, paper, scissors game, right? But that was only like one round. Let's add a loop so we can do multiple rounds, and then maybe we'll add a static variable to keep track of a running score for the, say, for the human. Remember, it's human versus computer. All right, so this is what we did. We went to, in our workspace, or in our shell, all right, let's cd to the YouTube stuff, and this is what we have, right? So now we have to make dir lab 6, cd there, whoops, cd C6X, damn it, I'm getting out of order here, okay. With this keyboard. All right, there's nothing in here. Now let's make dir C6X0, and there's nothing here, right? Okay, good. Oh, I didn't get there. I didn't CD there yet. There you go. All right, so that's where we're working. All right, so let's make a. You know what we're going to do? I think we're going to copy. Look what we have. We're going to copy the RPS class and RPS tester class from Lab 5 C6X0. All right, so let's copy from, let's go up one layer, that's Lab 6, go up another layer, that's YouTube. Let's go down to Lab 5, and let's go down to C6X0, and let's copy RPS.java to here. All right, and likewise RPS tester. And there they are. Perfect. Okay. So now if I go into Lab 6 and I open up RPS tester, there it is in RPS.java. There it is. All right, but now this is going to be the chapter 6 version with a loop. All right. So what do? What we want to do is like repeat all this over and over and over again. So what's going on? We're asking for, we have a scanner object called input. We're asking for the person, the human, to make the first move. How about we change that a little bit? How about we tell them, let's be more explicit. Let's see, make a move, and I'm going to say, you can type R, P, S, or X to exit. How about that? Good. I should put the colon here, let's say. And this is a print because you can hit enter once you put the input in there. Okay. So that happens once. Then we get the computer to move. Okay. And so we're going to do this. We're going to say while person move dot equals x is false. So we're going to repeat all of this stuff. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do this again. Okay, so let's just do this one. So, okay, it's right here. So while person move, which we just inputted above there in lowercase, right? Dot equals the string, quote, quote, x. While that's not true, keep on playing the game. Repeat the game over and over and over again. So put a little brace here, and let's put everything else in here. Everything is in the game, okay? Now, so in other words, you don't have to, I guess, but I like to indent what's inside my brace so I can see what it's controlling. So indent that, tab that, tab that, tab that once more because it's inside the if clause or the then clause, if you like, and likewise. So we're tabbing everything in. And that's the while loop, right? Oh no, that's the if. That's still that last if, then clause, and then all of this stuff. Okay. And there you go. All right, so now the problem is what? This has to happen again. So initially we put this right? This has to happen. Okay. Well, we did, okay, this is what we figured out in class. At first, we just put that here, right? So we have the computer move also. All right. And we can convert it to an RP or an S, depending on whether we have a randomly chosen integer from 0 to 2, right? Okay, good. Problem is, you can't declare computer choice twice, okay? We ran into that problem. So you can declare it here, and in fact, you don't even need to generate a random number here, because that's going to happen in the beginning of the loop every time. But you have to declare it at once and then not again. This loop will go on and on and on and on and redeclare it 50 million times. Same thing with computer move. What if we declare it and initialize it outside of the loop? So let's put that here. All right, anything else weird like that here? Oh yeah, also this. We don't have to redeclare foo as an RPS object. It's going to be an RPS object over and over and over again in a while loop? No. So let's get rid of that declaration there, although we're going to construct a new RPS object for every move. So every object is one round of the game, okay? All right, but we still have to declare it somewhere. So how about right here? Whoops. How about right here? RPS foo. Okay, there you go. So we declared RPS, we declared gen, we declared computer choice, we declared computer move, and we do it only once. All right, let's see if this works. All right, so notice we're not changing the class at all. The class is keeping track of the move that the person in the computer made. And that's stored as a private instance field, and you have accesses for that if you need it. And a toString that just prints out if it's a tie or who wins, right? That's what we're printing out. Okay, with that temp variable thing, right? Okay, so we're not changing RPS.java, but we changed the tester a little bit, so save it. And then let's Java C it. Let's see what happens. Java C RPS tester.java. Let's see what we messed up syntactically. Nothing. Good. Okay. And then let's just run it. RPS tester, Java RPS tester. And the input is scanner input, so we're not doing arg0 or command line input, so there you go. So let's make a move. Okay, so I'm the person. I'm making the move rock. Remember, we set this up to lowercase, so I could put capital R if I want, but there you go. And whoa, what happened? We figured this out in class too. It just keeps on looping and looping and looping no matter what. So in other words, person move is always R. Computer move is changing. All right, Control Z to stop. Control X to stop. Control C to stop. There it goes. Okay. Why is it doing that? Well, because we have the person input once. But after the round is done, shouldn't we ask for the person to input the next move that they want to make? Right? So, excuse me. Right, so we need this thing again. So we need this, the input. This happens first before the loop. So what's a while loop? It's a piece of code that repeats over and over and over again as long as this is true. It's sort of like an if statement. It needs a Boolean, right? As soon as that's false, the loop stops. Okay, so we're going to control the loop with this sentinel. If person move is X, that'll stop. It's like a guard, right? But the thing is, person move never changes. And we never ask for another person move, right? So I'm going to have to do this again inside the loop, this. So let's put that inside the loop after we print out the result here. Okay, remember the toString. By the way, calling toString is optional. Remember, I just put that in there because just to show you the same thing as if you didn't do it. Okay, it's just going to print out who wins and so forth. That was working. Okay, let's save that. And then after it gives the move, then it's going to ask for more input. Okay, so let's did I save that? Okay, so let's Java C that. Whoops, what did I do? Again, we can't declare the person move object, the string object, in the loop, right? We declared it already, or we should have declared it already. So let's go back here. Yeah, we declared it up here, right? So that's sufficient. Don't do it again here. Get rid of this. There was a common error we had last time in class. All right, save that. All right, let's Java C that. Okay, let's Java it. What's it Java? Give me Java. All right, so rock. And now it's waiting. See, good. Okay, let's do rock again. So computer wins and person wins. So at this point, if I do X, the person has like a 50% winning ratio. Can we keep track of that? Let's do another one. R. Computer wins. Okay, so that would be like a 33% person win ratio or human win ratio. Or how about X to exit? By the way, it's working, right? Rock and paper. Paper covers rock, right? Rock and scissors. Rock crushes scissors. Rock. Okay, that's still working. Does it exit? It does. Okay. All right. So now this is what we're going to do. We're going to keep track of the number of rounds played and the number of person wins. Okay. We're going to make this a static variable in the class. What does that mean? The non-static variables, what's a static variable? It's not part of an object. An object doesn't own it. The class does. So we also call this a class variable. So you can make it public if you want to access it directly from the client class, but you can make it private. The point here is that it's a private static int for the number of rounds. And let's initialize to 0. So we're going to count how many rounds we're playing, right? Because how do we get a win ratio? The number of wins over the number of rounds times 100, so make it a percent, let's say, right? Okay, so I need also private static int, and how about how many times a person wins? Person wins. And again, that's a counter, so we'll initialize that to 0. And we'll increment it whenever necessary. All right, when is it necessary? Well, every time we construct a new object, that's another round, right? So guess what? We're going to do num rounds plus plus right here. Okay. Then when do you do person wins plus plus? Whenever the person wins, right? So let's go down here to the toString where we keep track of that. And wherever it says person wins, I'm going to have to do person wins plus plus. So here, and wherever it says person wins, okay? So we'll update that. And that's all we need to know, because if we want the computer win ratio, just subtract it from 100%. So I'm just going to keep track of when the person wins here. And here. And that's it. And we're not counting ties, right? So, all right, let's save that. Well, now wait. Now, how are we going to get, like, the win ratio? Let's see. I'm going to get a win ratio. How about, where did I do that? Okay. How about this? All right, save that much. Let's go to the tester. And let's add in here, let's see, how about here? Let's see, system.out.println, something like person win ratio equals, let's concatenate something like, how about foo.getPercent? Foo.getPercent. I'm going to make it a percent. Okay, so that means I need an accessor get percent. Remember, your Java doc is up to you guys. Okay, so we're going to do get percent. How about, all right, it's an accessor. Let's put it up here. Well, these are all accessors, but whatever. Oh, great. So get percent, public or not, public. Void or not, double. Get percent. And isn't that just going to be the person win count? So return person wins, right? Is that what we called it? Person wins. There it is. Person wins. So return person wins divided by num rounds. So if the person wins 1 out of 3 times, that's 1/3 or 33%. But make it a percent times 100. But these are ints, right? So don't we have to like make somebody a double? How about we cast person wins to a double? So it's an int, but it's really double. So it's like a 1, but now it's a 1.0. And we return all of that. And I guess that's okay. All right, let's see if we like that. Save. Let's see what that does. All right, so let's Java see it. And Java it. Okay, so rock, let's say. Okay, so rock and paper, computer wins, so person ratio wins is computer win ratio is 0%. Oh, I should put like a percent symbol in on that print line in the tester, right? Okay, let's do rock again. Person wins, so 50%. Okay. Computer wins, so 33%. Okay. And person wins again, so that's 2 out of 4 times 50%. Okay, this is working. I like it. Now, what if you don't want all this crazy, all these decimals here? What if I wanted? All right, why don't we just do math.round of that and just make it 33? It'll round off the nearest whole number. How about that? So the nearest whole number percent. Okay. So let's put that. All right. So exit. So let's put that here. Where is it here? We're going to change what we're printing here. We're going to say, first of all, let's concatenate up the little percent symbol. String percent. Shift 5. And how about we just do a math.round? Yeah, math.round goes to the nearest whole number. If you don't want that, we're going to the nearest hundredth, multiply by 100, then round it, then divide by 100, right? But that's sufficient. Okay, let's save that. So let's see what we have, right? That's what we added? Okay. And let's see how that works. So this, and where's the Java line? This. All right, let's do paper. Paper. Computer wins, so 0% for the person, 100% for the computer. We could do that too. Paper again, and person. Computer wins again, and person. Oh, it's a tie. That doesn't count. So out of 3, 0 out of 3, 0 out of 4. Whoops. Person. Wow, we're never going to win. Paper. Wow, do we ever win on paper? Person wins. Aha. So that's 1 out of 7. That's 14% roughly. 0.145728, something like that, or 2857, something like that. It's a repeating decimal. All right, and then we can do rock. We could do scissors. We could do exit. All right, so 1 out of 9, the person won. Wow, that's terrible. Okay, and we could get fancy with this and print out the computer win ratio. We can print out if the person win ratio is greater than computer win ratio, is it greater than 50%, let's say. Print out computers rule. I mean, humans rule, computers drool. I don't know, something crazy like that we could do instead of printing out the percent ratio. But there you go. All right, so that's it. There's the whole class. All righty, so there's our. Let's see what happened here. There you go. All right, so there's the tester. We'll construct everything here before the loop. We ask for input to prime the loop. You have to have at least some value here to test for the while loop to operate at least once. Remember, there's 3 kinds of loops. The loop that you want, the loop that never stops. If you write it, make a mistake, semantic error, it just keeps on going, like we did a minute ago. Didn't we do that? That's an infinite loop. You don't want that. And the loop that never starts, it only goes once when you don't want it to go just once. That's bad. Okay, or like if it never starts. So if you don't prime it, or if this is incorrect and it just doesn't start when you want it to start, that's bad. When we get into for loops, there's another issue. There's an off by 1 issue. Right? When we do for loops, you might count, the for loop just counts, right? You might count once too many or once too few iterations, or the loop that actually does the number of iterations you want. We'll get to the for loops in the next project. All right, so there's your tester, and there's how you get the computer move, and that's how you test who won, and then we print out the ratio, and then we get the next input. So weights, right? What do you call it? Scanner's next method waits until you enter some kind of a string. All right, perfect. And then the class. All right, so now we have 2 private strings, which is these are object variables. I mean, object private instance fields, but the static variables are really class variables. Any one of the objects can modify it, and that's what we did. So that was Oh, look what's weird about this. The toString is also a mutator. That's weird. Well. So that's a mutator and an accessor. It's a hybrid method. That's sort of odd for toString. There you go. Fine. And there's the constructor, and there's the accessors for the private instance fields, and there's the another accessor there. And this is technically an accessor, I guess, but it's mutating person wins. Ugh, that's a little weird, but okay. All right, so done. All right, hope that was helpful. Bye-bye, YouTube. And by the way, now you can do, whoops, now you can do, I think after this, we're going to start with C6X0 for the homework, for the lab work, okay? In class, we're going to continue with C6X1, then you continue with C6X6, and like that. I'm skipping number 2, and I'm skipping number 5, okay? And here's the lab work, and here's the chapter you should read, okay? All right, so bye-bye, YouTube. Have a nice day. I hope that was helpful.